Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate you. Somebody commented saying that when I say that I really appreciate you, it like makes your whole day because you don't hear that enough. And you know what? I appreciate you, okay? I appreciate all of you because holy crap, I'm so happy you're here. I've been thinking about, and also my cat's eating food. Let him live his life, you know, sorry if you can hear that. I've been thinking about making this video, and I was debating I went back and forth on it for a while because like I made one video on Amberlynn Reid before and it wasn't really well received, and so like it wasn't about Amberlynn Reid, it was about the reaction channels in the Amberlynn Reid verse. It was very 50-50 and the comments got really bad. But I feel like this is gonna be a good message for anybody who it might be relevant to, not just Amberlynn. So yeah. Anyways, yes, today I'm talking about Amberlynn Reid. But like I said, I feel like this could be a good message for anybody who might be considering like weight loss surgery or whatever. So I figured I'd just make the video anyway. And yes, like I said, I have made a video about reaction channels before. Is that what I am becoming? No. But for those of you that don't know, I used to be like deep in the Amberverse back in like 2017, and I decided to leave because I felt like her content was getting boring and sad, and the reaction content was getting like nitpicky and bitchy, for lack of a better term. But I have been dabbling back into certain creators' content because quite frankly, like I find Amberlynn herself to be quite fascinating. But I still find her content like boring, and so but what I have gathered since my slight return is that in the time I've been gone, Amberlynn has been diagnosed with lipedema, has been on keto and quit keto already she was on keto to try and help it, and she's quit already. Now she's looking at getting health insurance that will help her cover weight loss surgery. I also know she's working closer with like mental health professionals regarding everything, and I think if that's true, that is great. But I'm here to talk about the weight loss surgery side of things. Also, I like hurt my neck, so I'm sorry if I look tense. But yeah, so I'm here to talk about the weight loss surgery side of things because, as most of you know, that is my jam. For those of you that don't know, I had weight loss surgery back in 2018, and I have lost about 100 pounds since. My highest weight was 315 pounds. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and I have a video where I talk about like the whole process, and I'll link it here because I think it's a good resource if you're considering weight loss surgery or just wondering what it entails. Now, I just want to do a quick disclaimer before I get into like the main message of this video. Do I know that Amberlynn has tried to get weight loss surgery before and quit? Yes. Do I know that ALR is a like massive troll? Also, yes. Am I very well aware that she could just be clickbaiting weight loss surgery content to take advantage of views and the increased December AdSense? Yes. Do I know Amberlynn Reid's past? Yes. Is that what I'm talking about today? No. So I just want to put all that out there. So let's just get on into the weight loss surgery related things. So after hearing through the grapevine that Amberlynn Reid is trying to get weight loss surgery and trying to get into a weight loss surgery clinic, I'm going to call it a bariatric clinic, I went back and I watched her most recent content just to kind of like get caught up. In her newest video, she filmed herself like calling the bariatric clinic and being like, "Hi, I'm interested in weight loss surgery." And I saw it through a reaction channel and they were kind of like, "This is weird." And I was like, honestly, it could have been a troll, but honestly, my call to my bariatric clinic when I first started was not too dissimilar. So I was like, honestly, that's kind of relatable. And I will say, and this could be me being an absolute dummy for falling for this, and I am willing to eat my hat if that is the case. Amberlynn does seem to be more set on getting weight loss surgery than she was in prior times. It just seems different from the last time. I could be, like I said, this could just me being a big dummy dum and falling for her troll, but whatever. I just wanted to put that out there. But all of this context is for me to get to my point of saying that weight loss surgery is not the magic trick to successful weight loss. And it's just not. And I'm gonna go into why. And this is a warning, like not a warning, but this is just like a real talk for anybody looking into getting weight loss surgery. I feel like not enough people talk about weight loss, this in regards to weight loss surgery, but just weight loss in general. Do I think Amberlynn Reid is honestly someone who kind of needs weight loss surgery to live? Yes. And so, but do I think she's a good candidate for it right this second based on what she's shown online and that alone, because that's all I know? No. But in general, is weight loss surgery the best thing I ever did for myself? Yes. And would I recommend it to people who feel like it is their very last option and are ready to take on whatever comes with it? Also, yes. The reason I say I don't know if Amberlynn is ready for it quite this second is because one of the things I've noticed since having surgery and losing 100 pounds and maintaining it for the most part is just how much mental health is a factor in weight loss and how much your mental health is affected by weight loss, and more specifically weight loss surgery. But I know it's a thing and just with normal weight loss as well. This is why when I talk to people who are talking to me about potentially starting a bariatric clinic, I tell them to make sure that your clinic has a psychiatric evaluation, and if not, to seek a different clinic if possible. In my case, it wasn't possible. Luckily, my clinic did have one. But if not, to seek out therapy independently, because you're gonna need it. One theme I noticed a lot in Amberlynn's more recent content is that she's doing a lot of work with a psychologist regarding her binge eating disorder, which I think is amazing. And I think it is ultimately the biggest step one can take in a weight loss journey is to address their unhealthy relationships with food and how they might be using food for things that like it shouldn't be used for and that kind of stuff. You need to have that sorted out before you lose weight in any way, but especially if you are going into weight loss surgery. And honestly, I think it's a great idea for anybody to start in a bariatric clinic, even if weight loss surgery is like not your ultimate goal. They can still teach you a lot of stuff. And I think it would be great for Amberlynn particularly to get in with a bariatric clinic now, so that when she's ready for surgery, meaning she's going to be signed off by her surgeon and mental health professionals, that she's ready to make that next step. But all of this is contingent on one thing, and that's if she can stick to it. Anyone who's in the Amberverse knows that sticking to new diets or lifestyle changes is not her strong suit, which I honestly believe has a lot to do with her mental illness and her eating disorders. And honestly, I think as it stands now, I don't think she would be approved for weight loss surgery. I'm just speaking from my own personal experiences here, in that I didn't like being uncomfortable in the context of like weight loss and dieting. And I hated the discomfort of changing my diet and like having to restrict to a certain degree because of being on a caloric deficit and like then being hungry because of it. The big thing with weight loss surgery is you have to be fully ready to be very, very uncomfortable for at least a year, if not longer. I knew I was ready for weight loss surgery when I had fully come to terms with the state that my body was in. And when I knew I was ready to just lay everything out on the table with any doctor who needed to know anything, because my life was on the line and I needed to do whatever it took to lose weight. And I knew at that point that it was going to be really, really hard and really uncomfortable, and I probably wasn't going to enjoy a lot of it in the beginning. And I was right. It was hard. It was uncomfortable. In some ways it was inconvenient because I was doing it while I was in college. But like I said, my life was on the line and I had to do something, so I did. Watching Amberlynn Reid's current content and just content in general, And this is purely speculation, and I'm not saying this to discourage her or anything, because I think this is the route she should go down. I just don't think she's ready for surgery yet. I think she's ready to join a bariatric program and get that rolling, but I don't think she's ready to have 7/8 of her stomach cut off and only be able to eat less than a cup of food. I don't think she's ready for that mentally, and I really, really, really hope whatever clinic she goes to takes that into consideration, because I know some of them don't. And I'm also not trying to discredit any work that she may have done with a psychologist in regards to her eating disorder. Any progress with that is progress. And I've said this time and time again, anybody who messages me and tells me that they're in recovery or are recovered from an eating disorder, like, I have so much respect for you, because while I never had an eating disorder, I've bordered one many times in many different ends of the spectrum, and I just have so much respect for you for taking that step, because it's a huge, huge step. But the reason I don't think that Amberlynn is ready to have actual surgery yet is because I don't know if she's ready for the long and intense pre-op program that you have to do before you are approved for surgery with a self-respecting clinic. If they just let you walk into weight loss surgery, it's probably not the clinic for you, or anybody for that matter. And I'm saying this as someone who in hindsight was definitely not ready to have weight loss surgery when she entered in this clinic, or when she entered into her clinic. I was frustrated when they told me that it was at least going to be 6 months of like monitoring, seeing a weight loss doctor, all of that kind of stuff. But in hindsight, I'm so happy I had to do that, because I needed it. Like, I needed to go through that mental shift with a medical professional. And for me, seeing Amberlynn's newest content, it seems like she's only just started this. And I think including a bariatric program in her mental health help will help a lot. But I don't think it's going to be as easy as going in and saying, hi, I'm interested in weight loss surgery, and then going from there. Especially not for her. I absolutely think she should have weight loss surgery. I've been saying this to myself for a really long time, but I think she has to be ready, and anybody has to be ready to be extremely uncomfortable for a really long time. And honestly, that like year or year and a half or 2 of discomfort is so worth it with the long-term effects, the positive long-term effects that weight loss has on your life. And I'm not saying any of this to scare people. I just feel like nobody talks about this in regards to weight loss. It's always like, my life is so happy and flowery after. And like, yes, my life is so much better now after I lost weight, but like, it's not perfect and it never will be perfect. But speaking of long-term effects, that's the next thing I wanted to talk about. My life is so much better after I had weight loss surgery, and I would not take it back for the world. It has also negatively affected my life, and I've talked about this on my channel a bit, but I'm going to talk about it again. My relationships with both my body and food are worse than they were before. And I don't know if they're worse or if I'm just more aware of them, but something's changed. And it's kind of hard to deal with, which is why I am still in therapy and I still talk about these things, even 5 years out. I also think subconsciously, I used to blame a lot of things on my weight. Now that I am significantly healthier than I used to be, and I can't do that anymore, it's really caused a lot of underlying things to come to the surface that I've also had to work through, which again is not a bad thing, but it's just something to prepare for. And I'm just saying this as someone who has gone through it and is actively going through the long-term effects now. So even, like I said, when I thought I was prepared before, I really wasn't. And which I don't think anybody really is, but that's why I think having everything as figured out as you possibly can before going into surgery is so crucial. And in Amberlynn's case, that's, for me, in my opinion, having her eating disorder as figured out as possible before she goes into weight loss surgery. Because let me tell you, I didn't have an eating disorder, and waking up not being hungry, or not being able to eat at the rare times that I did get hungry was fucking hard. It's hard, it's jarring. The buyer's remorse with anybody who gets weight loss surgery, like at least for the first like couple weeks after, is real. And I just think all of these things have to be in the back of your mind that they're going to happen so you can kind of mentally prepare for them. And also, surgery really only helps you lose weight for probably like maximum of 2 years after you have it. I think now for me, it mainly keeps me from gaining weight as opposed to helping me lose it. And I'm only bringing that up because I feel like there's a common misunderstanding regarding weight loss surgery in that it helps you lose weight for as long as you need to lose weight. But really there's kind of just like a grace period afterwards. And after a certain amount of time, you will be able to eat a full day's worth of calories and then some. And which is when you really have to start applying what you should have learned before you had surgery. Overall, I'm just kind of making a cautionary tale, or I'm just like recommending to Amber to take the time you need to before you go under the knife and you have your body permanently altered in how it can eat. Take the time you need to sort yourself out mentally. And do it with the help of a bariatric clinic and your psychologist. But don't rush into it because you think you have to do it now. Like, yes, her situation is a lot different than mine in that she weighs almost double what I did when I was at my highest. But like, I think there's something to be said for making sure you're as mentally equipped and mentally ready as possible to have weight loss surgery because it is a big deal. I feel like with it being on TV and all this stuff, a lot gets cut out in the process of getting weight loss surgery. But there's so much you gotta do up here before you go and get your tool, because that's what it is. It's a tool. It's not a magic. Your life won't be all rainbows and unicorns after you get it. It's just not that way. And I talk about this a lot on my channel. And I just wanted to make this video in regards to Amberlynn Reid. Now, this is not me discouraging anybody from doing this because, like I said, it is the best thing I've ever done for myself, and I recommend it to anybody who is ready to take on this very long process and this thing that you're going to be dealing with and not dealing with, but this thing that's going to alter the course of the rest of your life and how you live life. Because it does. And so I feel like Amber does this a lot with things, but she talks about it really flippantly. And like, it's not this like big deal, but it's a huge deal. Getting weight loss surgery is a huge deal. It's a huge decision. It's a great decision. It's a vulnerable decision to make. I just really hope she goes to a really good clinic who takes care of her, because I feel like if she doesn't, she's gonna hurt herself, and I'm not looking forward to seeing that play out on the internet, and I don't want her to go through it. Do I think Amber's gonna listen to this? Probably not. Do I think she's gonna watch this? I don't know. But I think overall, Amberlynn or not, if you are ready to lose weight, you absolutely should do it however you feel you need to, and do whatever you need to do it, and because it will change your life. I got my life back before it even started. I was 21 when I had my weight loss, or 22, freshly 22 when I had my weight loss surgery. I got my life back before it even started, and I am grateful for it every single day. But I just think it's not a decision to be taken lightly. And I do think that this is the best course of action for Amberlynn. I just think there's a lot to unpack with it. I will be your biggest supporter, whoever's watching this and whoever's making this decision. And because I am just for people bettering their lives however they need to, whether it be weight loss, weight gain, whatever. I'm all for it. And I do have a Discord server if you're in need of a community, because having a group of supportive people, even if it's 1 or 2 people around you while you embark on this huge life change that is just weight loss, but specifically having weight loss surgery, is crucial. My support system over the entire course of my surgery was crucial. So if you just need people, join my Discord server. The link will be down below. I ordered pho. It just got here. I think I've said all I wanted to say. And so yeah, I guess let me know what you think in the comments. That's the video. Thank you so much for watching. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, drink your water, take your meds, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.